The Secret Door Network, Book 1, The Quiet Door. Chapter 3, Hidden Codes and Subtle Clues. The next morning, the women gathered again at their usual spot, each with their laptops open and drinks in hand. The air was thick with the familiar smell of freshly brewed coffee, mingling with their anticipation. The riddle from 1-800-5194 still hung over them, unsolved but persistent. "I went through the code late last night," Lina said, typing furiously on her keyboard. "There's something off about the encryption around the next door in the marketplace. It's almost like someone has already accessed it." May frowned, glancing up from her laptop. "You think 1-800-5194 beat us to it?" "It's possible," Lina replied, not looking up from her screen. "I checked all the usual logs. There's a signature I can't place, and it matches the timing of his last riddle." Violet stirred her coffee absent-mindedly. "So, he's leaving breadcrumbs and now he's ahead of us? That's frustrating." Lina paused, her fingers hovering over the keys. "Or it's part of the game. He wants us to find it, but not too easily." May raised an eyebrow, leaning forward. "What did you find?" Lina pulled up a map, if it could be called that. It wasn't like the maps they were used to, precise and detailed. This one was different. Abstract lines, broken pathways, and scattered points that didn't seem to connect in any obvious way. "This is what I extracted," Lina said. "It's not complete, but it feels like a clue." Violet peered over Lina's shoulder. "It looks more like art than a map." "That's what I thought at first," Lina agreed. "But there's something here. If we follow the patterns, it might lead us to the next secret door." May sat back, arms crossed, her eyes narrowing at the screen. "So, we're looking at a map that isn't a map, encrypted by a guy we don't know, who's probably laughing at us right now." "Sounds about right," Violet said with a chuckle. "What's next?" Lina smirked. "We follow the lines." As they zoomed in on different parts of the abstract map, searching for a pattern or clue, the sound of the coffee shop faded into the background. They were lost in their work, the gentle tapping of keys filling the air. Then, out of the corner of her eye, May noticed something. The man with the fedora, today's choice a navy blue, was watching them. Not obviously, not enough to make a scene, but his eyes flickered between his screen and their table more than usual. "Okay, seriously," May said quietly, her gaze still fixed on him. "Tell me you guys aren't seeing this." Violet glanced over. "What? Fedora guy?" "He's watching us," May muttered. "I swear, every time we're onto something." Lina shook her head, focusing on the map. "You're just paranoid. He's probably working on his own thing." But the idea planted itself in their minds. Was it possible that the man sitting only a few feet away was 1-800-5194? His presence felt too coincidental, his timing too perfect. They had been brushing it off for days, but now with the unsolved map in front of them and his subtle glances, it was hard to ignore. As the morning wore on, the women continued their work, but their attention shifted, each of them stealing glances at the man who might be the key to the biggest puzzle they had yet to solve.